Hey there, future homeowners. Welcome to the Homebuyer's Best Friend podcast from Morrison Homes. We're on a mission to make your journey to homeownership not just possible, but actually enjoyable. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's demystify the world of real estate together. We're about to become the best of friends.
All right, guys, welcome to the Homebuyer's Best Friend, the podcast. I'm here with Elisha Sander. She's one of our most recent homeowners in Legacy, and we're going to chat about her whole experience with the build process, why she's come to Calgary from Vancouver, and all things Morrison. Welcome, Elisha.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Oh, good. Me too.
Want to know why you've come from Vancouver, beautiful Vancouver, to Calgary.
Yeah, so it was a pretty sudden decision, rather. We've been in Vancouver, so I grew up in Calgary. I moved away when I was probably 20 and then ended up in Vancouver for the last 13 years. I met my husband in Vancouver. We lived like downtown Kitsilano, which was just the best. And then we ended up going out to Tsawwassen to buy a house because at the time, I mean, even now, it's, quote, the most affordable. Still pretty unaffordable, but...
Yeah, I was like, there's nothing affordable.
No, but better than living downtown. So we did that. We had 2 kids. And then after our first kid, she turned 2 or 3, we started to think like, I don't know about being here. I don't know. It was weird. It was like, it's a bit of a hard city to live in. Tsawwassen is so beautiful, but it's still really far from the city. My husband's work was like an hour and a half from our house each way, which was just crazy for him after a while. And then just trying to do stuff with the kids. Like the weather is not great for a lot of the year. I mean, mild, of course, but so gloomy and so rainy. Anyways, we kind of threw around a bunch of cities, and like I said, I grew up here. So we kind of said, what about Calgary? I mean, it's, quote, the most livable city in Canada. And, you know, the arguments are always that it's cold. But for us, we felt like just being able to see the sun would be unbelievable. We said, yeah, but it's sunny. Anyways, we both kind of said, let's give it a year. If it doesn't work, we'll come right back. So we moved here in July 2024 and bought a Morrison spec in Legacy, which was an area that didn't exist when I grew up here, actually. So I really didn't know anything about it. And I grew up in the South, so that felt really comfortable. But I was kind of like, you know, I don't know anything about Legacy, which is kind of fun. It feels like moving to a brand new,
like Tsawwassen.
Yeah, it was like brand new. I thought, oh, this will be fun. It's like I'm moving back to Calgary, but I'm moving somewhere fresh. So we landed there. And it's just been great. We are so surprised at how much we loved it. We like met our neighbors immediately who have become some of our best friends. The community itself is awesome. I am like a diehard gym rat, and the gym there is the best place in the whole city.
In Legacy.
Oh my gosh. It is the best gym.
What is the gym?
It's called Big Sky. And it's just one. It's not like a franchise. And it's incredible.
Okay.
So now I will never leave Legacy because of that gym.
We'll come and come do a podcast one day.
Yeah, you got to come work out. And then it's just been great. We found like a daycare for my daughter and my son now, actually, that she loves. And it's just like a really good community. I think you kind of get that mix of the city, and then because it's kind of the last frontier till you head towards Okotoks, you get still a bit of that country. Like there's a bunch of kids that come in from Okotoks.
Wow.
And I like the feeling. It's just nice. Like you're 30 minutes from my mom who lives right downtown, and 18 minutes to be exact, to go to Okotoks, which has like all these organic markets now and barbecue joints. And it just has become such a great, now we can't imagine not living in Legacy. So now we're in the process of building a new house on the ridge in Legacy with Morrison. And we decided like 8 months after we had lived in our current home to start to take advantage of the lot that was there. There was only a few left on that ridge at the time. So now we're building there.
That is so exciting. And I've just learned more about Legacy than I have in 3 months of being at Morrison.
It's honestly great. They're just kind of everything. And I think the one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't know is there's paths that kind of connect the whole community, including Walden. So you can get on one path and kind of hit everything. Like we go over to, my daughter just discovered McDonald's ice cream cones. So we bike over to Walden and get those. And there's the Starbucks and there's about 10 parks in between of all of that. Like for a young family, it's a really, really great community. And relatively safe because it's not really like a pass-through place. Like you live there
There's
if
no
you're going
reason
through
to go in there.
Yeah, you're not like going through the edge of Legacy to the Ridge if you don't live there.
Right.
So yeah, it's been great.
Oh, you're so lucky. I went to visit our area manager, Ryan, who's just the best, hey?
I love him.
And I pulled up to the show home and I was like, whoa, check out these views. And then just going into the show home, I was absolutely floored by it. And my little kids were, they just were running around, jumping on beds and opening all the cupboard doors and stuff. And I was like, I have worked for Morrison for 15 years and I have never, ever seen this floor plan before. And then Legacy, I live inner city.
Okay.
For me, it's like, pack a lunch and it's so far away, but it really isn't. And the views, like to have those incredible kind of foresty views 25 minutes from downtown-ish. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's, you are incredibly lucky.
Yeah. And that was kind of our, my husband really wanted a view. And originally we had thought, what's the area? Aspen?
Yes.
Because he wanted the mountains. And then when those ridge lots came up, we both biked by there and thought, I don't know if you get a better view in Calgary if you're not on the west side than that. Like, what else are you going to look at?
You can't.
Our house, our new house, like once you're kind of framed and you can kind of stand up, you can see the green from Heritage Point Golf Course. Like you're looking at the golf course. It's just stunning. I mean, it's been such a cool process. And like you said, when we walked in the Linwood, that was kind of our selling. Yeah, we just thought, I didn't realize you could build that. Like it looks like a beautiful estate house. It's just stunning. So yeah, it's been kind of like the best of both worlds. And honestly, I mean, just as well as everybody in Calgary, like you can't get that value anywhere else. It's so unique. And it's funny even you saying like pack a lunch, because I feel like coming from Vancouver, that was my husband and I's like, we would giggle about it all the time. We're like, it's so funny that people talk about traffic or things being far. We're like 25 minutes you couldn't even get like remotely into Vancouver from where we lived. Like you just were at the bridge to get into, it was just 25 minutes is so funny for us. It's so, we keep saying like, why don't people live out here? It's so crazy. It's so quick to get downtown, but yeah, we're happy. We like it. We love the community, the friends. Yeah, it's just great. I don't know what else you could want.
It's the best you could have wanted. Yeah. And coming from Vancouver. So for all of your friends that are thinking of a move, then you'll be able to show them your house and bring them to Legacy with Ryan.
Exactly.
So tell us about, if anyone doesn't know, Elisha is extremely stylish and she is on top of all the cool things. Tell us about your experience in the design center.
Yeah, so that was something I was surprised at how fun it was. I keep joking that I want to do it every month and just build a new house. I thought originally it would be a little bit overwhelming. You always hear of people building homes saying it's so stressful. I think kind of having the options relatively limited in a good way was really helpful. It was like A, B, and C. Which one do you like the most? Mm-hmm. I felt like as much as you can design as big or as little as you want, obviously you can go a lot further than 3 choices, but it's super helpful to have it kind of narrowed down. It was just so fun. I think my first step was I made a Pinterest board of all my dream homes and like finishes and design and everything that I thought would be amazing. And then I basically took it into the design center with Lindsay, who was just the best. Like she could be my best friend.
Aww.
And she helped me go through everything and try and pick everything that was the closest within our budget. And now the house, I mean, the foundation has been poured now. But now I just keep thinking, if it's as nice as I think it's going to be in my head, it's going to be the nicest house ever because it's like a Pinterest board come to life. But it was fun. It was just like very easy. It was very productive. Like each meeting was relatively short, but I feel like we got so much accomplished. And yeah, there was a bunch of little things. Like I'm trying to think what I changed in the Linwood. I changed the floor plan. So in the current show home in Legacy, you walk up the stairs and there's a bonus room.
Mm-hmm.
So we changed that floor plan to now there's 4 bedrooms upstairs and 3 bathrooms. So you don't get that bonus room.
Okay.
And then I changed the laundry room layout. I added a bunch of cabinetry. There was just a lot more customization than I thought possible. And from what I've heard from other people that have built in Calgary, they've said that a lot of builders actually don't allow much customization.
Not at all.
So that's been really, yeah, I didn't realize that. And Morrison was great. Like, you know, to a degree they let you customize, but way more than I thought was possible.
We're not a custom home builder, which when you look at a lot of our homes, especially in those estate areas, they look like they are. But we definitely let you personalize within reason. So it's neat, especially when, you know, when you come from a background of fashion and design, and I know your family's got a very lovely, you know, breathtaking portfolio of properties. When you have that background and you've come into Morrison's Design Center and you've actually felt like, hey, I can build this beautiful Pinterest. I mean, I can spend hours on Pinterest.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. But the fact that you feel like you're going to get your Pinterest dream house with us is pretty cool to hear, because we are a production builder, not a custom home builder. So
yeah,
you're not going to pay that custom home builder price with us.
Yeah, no, I was really surprised. Like even that floor plan change, I kept saying I don't really want a bonus room, mostly because my kids are little. You know how it is. It's like the show home looks so stunning, and I thought it will never look like that. My kids will bring food up there, they'll bring all their trucks up there, and then rip everything apart. And I thought I just want to be able to close the door and then like do whatever you want in there. But even that, I thought that was going to be it was going to be hard or maybe not possible, but it was relatively simple. They kind of redesigned a few things. It actually added another linen closet for us, another window in the hallway. Yeah, it's just been a great and so fun and so simple. I think even before we started it, my husband said, you know, with our kids being so little and we're so busy, do you think it's a good time to take it on?
Right.
Is it going to be really stressful or a lot of work? And it hasn't. It's been a handful of meetings that were honestly fun. It was like the first time I got to talk to my husband in the past, you know, we would sit down and I would say, do you like that? I don't even know. I haven't talked to you about it, but this is what we're doing. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been so cool. And I'm so happy to stay in Legacy. They built on our street now, there's a pump track, like, you know, for your bike, and then a brand new park. So now all my kids just keep saying is like the purple park, you know, so it's been cool. It's such a great community. It's so geared towards kids. That's just been, you know, the more I travel around Calgary being here, I realize like it's a real kid community.
That's the nice thing with all of the communities that Morrison builds in is all the playgrounds. Like I'm just myself floored by what they have. You know, you go to Rockland Park and they've got the Bald Eagle playground, and if you go to Glacier, it's the Fox playground, and they've got zip lines and everything.
Yeah.
And it's truly, as a parent, you're like, this is wonderful that on our nights after daycare or school, we can go for these beautiful walks with the family, and they get to go get, you know, burn that energy off these fun parks. And I'm curious, what is the most exciting element of the interior of your home that you have in the works?
I would honestly say it sounds so simple, but there was a stone. Like you pick a stone for the exterior, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted it inside. So Lindsay helped me pick something that's similar. But basically in the show home, there's like that stone. There's kind of like a rock backsplash. I don't know. You might have to see it, but it looks like an exterior stone.
Yeah.
So we ended up taking out all the upper cabinets. So it's just lower with a tall cabinet. And then that whole wall is stone. Like it looks like an exterior rock inside. I keep saying like Italian villa.
Yeah.
My dream is that I was born in Sicily and I was not. But I'm making the whole house look like we're from Italy.
I love it.
So that's really cool. And then the other thing that I loved about the show home that we took is the breakfast bench.
Yes.
We added an extra 2 feet, like pushed it out an extra 2 feet. Obviously because the orientation of our home, that breakfast nook is on the view. So we pushed it out 2 more feet. So it's just like a little bit of a
take
deeper
it.
nook. And just the nook, I don't think I ever would have thought of that as much as I've looked on Pinterest and inspiration boards. I never would have thought of the breakfast nook. But when we saw it, I thought, that's great because the kids are going to have birthday parties where you can squish everyone in. And then if you have a dinner party, you can just pull the table out and put, like nice dining chairs. So there's a lot of cool elements, I think, about doing this too that, Lindsay and the people that work in the design center obviously are so good at it that just the suggestions have been really helpful to kind of, it's just things you wouldn't think of or you didn't see or,
Well, we're still young parents. So I always like to say that I'm new to parenting, even though I have a 4 and a almost 3-year-old.
Totally.
And they've, down there, they actually have helped hundreds, thousands maybe of families. So they kind of see what these families come in and request because those people have been living kid life.
Totally.
And the breakfast nook, for sure, my next home will have one too, because I just think it's a great way to come together. And it's cozy and inviting. And if you need that 2 feet that you've added, then, you've got a house full of guests. Pull it out and it'll be great.
I know. Yeah. There's been a lot of cool elements of that house I'm excited about. But we'll see it.
So we're going to have to come in and do a podcast in the house with your kids and with Keith.
Yes.
And take some.
We'll have to do
video.
it for YouTube.
Yes. Right.
Do the podcast for YouTube.
The Homebuyer's Best Friend,
Yes.
YouTube.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
So exciting.
Okay, let's talk about just you as a person. So you're a realtor in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And a stylist.
Yeah.
And
wow.
all that fun stuff. Tell us about all the.
Yeah. So I am 36 now. I got my real estate license when I was 26. And then funnily enough, like I said, kind of the style and the design was a lot more appealing to me than the logistics of real estate. I think I love people, which sounds so cliche, but I really liked that part of it. I loved kind of meeting. My dream was always like first time buyers. I like to educate. So I loved having first time buyers that I could say, this is what you got to look out for. This is what, this is a good investment. This is a good idea to do this. Like I liked that part of it. And then I loved the style side. So funnily enough, I was kind of the first like real estate influencer at the time when I was 26, 27. So like 10 years ago, I kind of geared my page towards like real estate information under the guise of like my picture of me in cool clothes, or I would try and kind of mesh it together thinking there's got to be a way to kind of brand this as like I'm a cool realtor and other people my age will want to use me just because they think, oh, she's cool. I kind of wanted that clientele, to be honest. So it was really fun and I loved it and I did it there for that long. And then when we moved here, I switched my license over to Charles Real Estate. I knew a few people there and I started in Vancouver at kind of a boutique agency. So I liked the idea of doing that again. You get a lot more, what's the word? Like intimacy, and support. It's just like a little tiny crew and I like that. You get
some of those brokerages are just so big that you don't even, someone will mention, oh, who are you with? And if I said EXP, you're like,
100%.
Do you know so-and-so? And I'm like, there's like 1,000 realtors at that brokerage.
100%. And I think it just depends what way you want to go. Like some people get into it and think I'm going to do this and be like Ryan Serhant and build a big business and build a big team. I kind of was happy doing like a handful of deals a year. I wanted them to be really personal. I liked working with friends and family. Like I said, I liked kind of the design aspect. So wanted to do more, things that I just were like attractive to me, I guess. But anyways, and then I switched over to Charles here. So I've been doing that here a little bit, waiting till my daughter obviously goes into like school a little bit more. And I know. And then I'll probably do it more. I just did my dad renovates homes, like he kind of like flips them. So he did one that I helped him with and then we sold it. So I was his realtor on that. And then that kind of gave me that bug. I thought, I kind of would like to do this, like project manage and do some design and then just sell it myself.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you were saying. I think you get so passionate about what you did that you end up being really good at selling
And
it.
you want to do it every month. You're like, I could
Yeah.
find myself in these design centers.
Totally. And then when people would come in for my open house, I'd be like, look at this, look what we did here. You're never going to find that over here. You know, you're just so fired up about it. So that was fun. So I would like to go back into like that here once my kids get older. But yeah, real estate's like, it's a blast. And it's honestly, it's such a important part of, you know, like investing, and obviously just a good earmark of like the economy, that it's a really good industry to have kind of just your finger on the pulse of what's happening regardless.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vancouver, though, I just saw is noted as being more expensive than New York.
Oh, that's
Which is wild.
Vancouver's nuts.
It is, but it's so beautiful.
It's yeah. I mean,
But Calgary's great too. And we're friendlier. No
yeah. Oh
offense.
my gosh. That's one thing moving here that we keep laughing about is everywhere we go, they're like, I can help you. What do you need? Oh, sure. And just like on island time.
You're like, are you guys fake?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
is
it's
this-
so fun.
At the coffee shop this morning, my little guy, Noah, I was like, he's just staring at people. I'm like, Noah, you gotta say good morning to people or hello. It's very important.
Calgary person 101.
That's right. Yeah.
And say sorry every time you do something.
Your mom's hi to everybody. Yeah. But like for Vancouver, I think, and people from Toronto, like why come to Calgary? There's just so many benefits. And real estate market investing wise, I'm assuming, not living in Vancouver before, but I'm assuming just getting ahead in life. If you don't own a property, you are renting forever, and the rent in both places is extreme. To be able to come to a city, in your opinion, and also as a realtor in our market now, you see the value here, right? You can actually obtain, you know, a townhome for $500,000 that you can pretty much cover with rent. You know, a $500,000 townhouse is going to cost someone $2,200 a month for rent or a mortgage. You're not going to get that in Vancouver or Toronto. It's like $1 million.
Totally.
You know, $5,500 payment per month to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like for sure. I mean, I think the value in real estate here is obvious. I think the other thing that is big, what I would kind of blanket it if people asked, is just like quality of life. You know, it's like what you can afford for home, but then it's like distance to work, parking. Like one thing I noticed moving here at Vancouver, you have to pay for parking everywhere. And here it's like going to Whole Foods if you lived downtown Van off of, I think it was West 8th. You'd have to go down in the underground, pay for parking. And you know, when you have two little kids, it was like a whole other step that I thought, okay, now I got to go through the traffic, go to the underground, grab the kids, go pay for the parking, put the ticket back in the car, and then go up the elevator into Whole Foods. I just felt like, oh my God, I have
Even
no
just
time.
that 10 minutes of getting out of the parkade's like terrible with kids.
It was a lot. So I think like quality of life has just been so drastically different here. And I would say the one kind of pushback or argument I get about coming here is the weather. And again, like now we've been here a full year and a bit.
Yeah.
And it's so it's just so it's almost like one of those things where they can't think of anything else to say, so they're like, but it's cold. And you think, now
like,
that I've gone through it, I'm like, but it's really cold for a short period of time.
Hardly anything.
And it's so sunny.
Yeah.
It's just it's been like a really, I think growing up here, you think, you know, I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna be
I'm
somebody.
going to Vancouver.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna be a star.
Yeah.
And then when I had kids, I thought that was actually a great place to grow up. Like you had everything. You had skiing an hour away. You could go, you know, there's all those, of course, it's not the ocean, but you have all those little lakes that for a little kid is awesome. You know, and even BC, like it's not far if you want to go to Kelowna for the summer or I don't know, Calgary just feels like a really livable city, you know? I think obviously there's a reason why it gets named
Sunniest,
that.
livable, friendliest city.
Yeah, it truly is.
And then there's Morrison.
Yeah.
And we are the friendliest home builder.
Yeah, honestly, it's
Around.
been such a cool experience. Yeah, the whole thing has just been an absolute blast, honestly.
And how does your husband feel? So Keith, just some background, Keith was an NHL player?
Yeah, well, so he got drafted into the NHL. Oh my God, he's gonna kill me. Tampa Bay?
Uh-huh.
No, not Tampa Bay. Oh, it's a blue jersey.
Okay.
Anyways.
I don't know.
Got
Toronto?
drafted into the NHL. And then he played an exhibition game with the Flames. And then he went into the AHL, like a series of AHL. So he's lived all over the place. He grew up in Tsawwassen,
Okay.
so but he's lived all over. And then we moved back to Tsawwassen, obviously, and his family was there, which was really nice for him. But he felt the same. Like, he was, like I said, he was driving an hour and a half each way to work. He would come home and be like, I barely live here. Like, I live in the car. I sleep at this house.
Just come and
but
put my head down.
yeah, he's like, I'm downtown every day and I'm in the car for 3 hours. So he made me nervous moving here. I thought, he's got more friends than I've ever seen a guy have friends. And everyone's his best friend. And I thought, oh my gosh, you're going to be so sad.
Taking you away from all these people.
Totally. But he's funny. And I don't know if hockey's like a part of it. I think maybe being transient like that makes you a little bit more
adaptable.
Yeah, totally. Because he has been having a blast. Like, anyone that asks him about it, he's like, it's an awesome city. Calgary's the best. Oh, he loves it. It's so funny. I'm so surprised. So he has a jewelry store in Vancouver, and that was kind of the gamble. We thought, well, we'll move, and if anything happens, we'll just go right back. Luckily, he's got like a really good team. He travels back to Vancouver once a month, and then he goes to Asia a couple times a year for his business. And yeah, he's just been like having a blast. Yeah, and it's great. And it's like he's working from home a little bit and working from like he had an office downtown here for a bit. And yeah, he's just been loving it. It's been fun. It's honestly, I think with the kids, there's so much for the kids.
Yeah.
Like
and then
lessons
and nearby too.
Totally. Yeah, my family's here. Like it's just been a dream.
Well, you know what? I'm a mom of 4 and 2, no, 3. No, it's 3 on Sunday. But like, I have to say, I really do think Calgary is such a great, like, when you're younger, you're like, I want to go to the big cities. Toronto, New York would be cool. My family's European. So to me, like going overseas would be super amazing. But then I'm like, these kids have a very safe environment. It's fun. It's active. Like to be an hour, towards the mountains, and hockey's a big thing. We've been talking about that lately.
Oh,
do we do it? Or
do the kids want to play? Oh,
Austin, I think maybe wants to. Cool. Noah doesn't totally get it. He just copies everything Austin says.
Sure.
But it's like, I like 5 a.m. in a hockey rink. I don't know if I want to do that. But then, at Morrison, all the parents have been talking lately about like it's actually so good. It's you make new friends and it's great for them to be part of a team sport. And anyway, but the sporting community in Calgary in particular is known for being one of the best and more wholesome versus it's competitive, but I think you're not like tripping other parents up to get your kid ahead and whatnot.
Totally.
So, but Calgary really is such a great city to bring up kids.
Yeah, and even the hockey stuff is massive. And my husband would say that he swears to this day that the reason his business is successful is because of hockey. He just said it teaches you how to work with a team, how to be a team player, how to like include everyone. And him and his brother played 15 plus years in the NHL.
Wow.
And now he's actually one of the player development coaches for the Calgary Flames. Cool. Yeah, so he just started doing that. Yeah, so
he lives here now.
Yeah, he just moved here too.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone's here.
Everyone's leaving Vancouver and they're coming to Calgary.
It's true. But yeah, no, hockey is obviously such a big Canadian thing, but it is. Team sports is great. Do it.
Come to Calgary for that. Okay, last question. Okay. So, what advice would you give to someone considering building a new home for the first time?
Oh, someone building a home for the first time. Well, obviously, go into like the Morrison Show home. I would say like be open to different areas, because I think that's something we thought. We were dead set on Aspen. I never thought I'd live south again, and now don't think I'll ever leave that area. So I would say like really be open to the areas and kind of the amenities around. Like look at where you're going to send them to school or what you like to do. I mean, like I said, all of my friends said we were crazy for moving that far south. And I knew though in my heart that I was like, but I'm a little bit of like a country girl at heart. I want to see the horses. I want to see the hills driving home. I want to see like the open air. And I'm so happy we kind of stuck to what we liked, and our kids will now go to school out in like the foothills, and it's easy for us to get on that Stony to go to Banff and go skiing. So I would say just like be open to the areas, and then just remember that obviously I'm like ride or die for Morrison now. But just that there's options, you know, that you can do a lot of different things, probably more than you think, in terms of design, and that having, you know, like I said, having the builder that will kind of accommodate more customization if that's what you're after, you might want to kind of gear towards something like that, and, you know, look into that part and just see what they've built and ask around. I mean, even going through this process, the amount of people that asked who I'm building with, and I've said Morrison, and they've said, oh, we did that. We had such a good experience. Like,
Awesome.
I think taking other people's opinions is also important, because people have done it and people have said nothing but great things about, you know, the experience start to finish. But yeah, and just like,
And reach out to a wonderful realtor who loves to help first-time home buyers.
yeah, exactly. You can reach out to me. I'm at Elisha Sander on
Yes, where can we
Instagram.
find you? Okay, all right. And stay tuned for our YouTube tour or cribs episode
Yeah, right?
of the Linwood in Legacy.
Can't wait.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's all for this episode of the Homebuyer's Best Friend podcast from Morrison Homes. We hope you've walked away with some great tips and a little bit more confidence for your home buying journey. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. And if you have any questions, you can always find us on our website at morrisonhomes.ca. Until next time, we're Morrison Homes, and we'll be your friend through every step of the process.